Okay, grade 5s. Here's another geography lesson that I need to do with you. I found this awesome, beautiful color image of Port Alfred, which is in our Eastern Cape, and here is the Kauri River that flows into the sea. Okay, now a few things I wanted to point out for you so that you can understand this section much better is here's the sea, okay, and I've pointed out the river. The name of this river is the Kauri River in the Eastern Cape. Here's the coastline, right? And water that is salty, you know this, grade 5s. When you go to the beach and you're swimming in the sea and sometimes the waves crash over you and you swallow some water, you know that the sea is where the salty water is kept. And then where your water that is fresh and not salty will certainly be your river. Okay, so we've got salty water in the sea and fresh water in the river. There are settlements, okay? Here's the area where you've got your settlements. And we've also got a bridge. This is what a view of a bridge looks like from above. There's your bridge. And land that is being farmed. Okay, you've got the land that is being farmed in that space over there because you can see it's all being divided up. Okay, so this was just something that I wanted to show you before I continue with today's lesson. Now today's lesson and the focus is going to be, this is the booklet, and you're each going to get one. You'll each have a copy, but I thought let's continue with it anyway. This page will be posted on the D6. You can write it down in your exercise book on a page, or if you have the option of printing this page, you can print it and then you can work on the page. Okay, so this is a cross section. As you can see here, figure 6. We have already done a big, beautiful diagram of this, and in my previous videos, I showed you mine. I put it on the D6 as well as an example, and this is exactly what we're talking about when we're looking at the physical features. The highs, escarpment and plateau, and the lows. Coastal plain, the coast will be here. Okay, East Coast, Indian Ocean. West Coast, Atlantic Ocean. The two escarpment peaks. Steep slopes, edge of the plateau, which is in the center. Plateau is where it flattens out. It's also called the high veld. When I showed you the image, the South African physical map feature on a previous video, I explained to you that on the right side, the escarpment is slightly higher, and that's because this escarpment on the left side is called the Namaqualand. That's what the escarpment and the range is called. On the right side, the edge of this escarpment is called Ukaschlamber-Drakensberg, and it is showing that it's the highest peak. The land is at a height of between 2,500 and 3,000 meters above sea level. Here's sea level, 0, and it has risen between 2,500 meters and 3,000 meters. Again, on either sides, 0. Sea level is 0. Like when you look out on the horizon, it's completely flat and level. And it looks like if you go to the end, you're going to drop down. But that's not the case because we all know that the world is round. Okay, so this is a nice, easy, basic drawing. It's another reminder of what we've already done. And let's now focus on the 5 questions that you can see in front of you. Okay, name the highest part of South Africa on the cross section. I would like you to write down the escarpment on the right, and this is called Ukaschlamber-Drakensberg, or you can name it the Great Escarpment because that's another term for it, the Great Escarpment. Let's write that in. Great. Oh, my writing's a little bit messy. Okay, Great Escarpment. Second of all, name the area that lies between the escarpment peaks. Here's a peak. There is a peak. like a mountain peak on each side. What is the area between it called? That's nice and simple. You can read it for yourselves. It looks like it's spelled plateau, but it's not plateau. Remember, we've said this in class as well. It's plateau. Even though it doesn't look like the end of the word is toe, that's how we say it, plateau. Okay, so number 2, that area is called the plateau. Number 3, what is the name given to the area between the sea and the escarpment? Here's the sea, here's the escarpment. On the opposite side, here's the sea, and here's the escarpment. So what is in between? There we go. It's the coastal plain, so you can write it down for number 3. On which ocean does the west coast lie? What ocean is on this side? And this side is Cape Town and the Western Cape. Maybe that gives you a clue. And I hope you're thinking of the letter A for Atlantic Ocean. Number 5, on which ocean does the East Coast lie? You know that we have a radio station called East Coast Radio, and KZN is on this side for the East Coast, and I'm hoping you think of an ocean with the letter I for the Indian Ocean. Okay, so this is such a nice little recap exercise. It was nice and fun to do together, and that is all I'm going to do in this lesson, and I will see you next week.